Superman regains consciousness in a desolate, barren world. Scattered sections of Metropolis lie around him, clearly remnants of the city hit by Toyman's disintegrator beam. Realizing he's been transported somewhere instead of destroyed, his strength diminished under the light of a red sun. His hands, now scratched and bleeding, confirm his vulnerability. His communicator picks up a faint signal, but emits no sound. Determined to find the source, Superman scavenges supplies from abandoned vehicles, siphons gas, and drives into the unknown. The wasteland proves unforgiving. When his car runs out of gas, Superman camps for the night, only to be ambushed by a pack of wolf-like predators. Using fire, he manages to drive them away, but realizes he must prepare for more dangers. By fashioning a crude sword from iron and flares, he arms himself. Days later, the pack returns, this time led by an alpha. In a tense fight for survival, Superman kills the alpha and subjugates the remaining wolves, turning them into sled dogs. After days of travel through the wasteland, he stumbles upon the ruins of a city. Following the signal, he finds the source, what remains of the Justice League's watchtower, now collapsed and lifeless. Inside, the computer weakly powers on, but can only confirm that the League's whereabouts are unknown before shutting down. Frustrated and overwhelmed, Superman slams his fist down, shouting, "What happened to everyone?" A voice from the shadows answers ominously, "They died, Superman, thousands of years ago." Emerging from the darkness is Vandal Savage, whose presence signals a grim revelation, the last man on Earth. Savage explains that the barren wasteland is Earth, 30,000 years in the future. The entire human race has been wiped out, leaving only him, cursed with immortality, to wander the ruins of his conquests. Superman listens in horror as Savage recounts the events following Superman's disappearance. A few months after his supposed death, Savage stole white dwarf star matter from Ray Palmer to create a gravity-based superweapon. Without Superman to oppose him, Savage obliterated the Justice League and crowned himself ruler of Earth. However, his weapon destabilized the solar system, dooming the planet and eradicating humanity. When Superman, fueled by anger and grief, attacks Savage, the immortal does not resist. Superman nearly crushes his skull with a rock but pulls back, knowing vengeance won't change the past. Savage, filled with regret after centuries of solitude, admits his conquests were meaningless, and the loss of humanity has left him haunted. Savage invites Superman to his fortified tower, a multi-story sanctuary in the ruins of Metropolis. It is equipped with a flourishing garden, remnants of advanced technology, and even a spaceship Savage once built to leave Earth. However, he chose not to use it, seeing it as penance for his sins. Savage treats Superman to a home-cooked meal and offers him a place to stay. During the night, Superman discovers a partially built time machine in Savage's workshop. He wakes Savage, demanding to know why he hasn't used it to undo the destruction. Savage explains the machine can only transport someone to a point in time before they existed. Superman, having been effectively removed from the timeline, realizes he can return and stop Savage's devastating plan. The two unlikely allies work together to finish the machine. However, they soon face a critical problem. The machine requires an immense power source far beyond Savage's hydroelectric dam. Savage reveals the existence of a zero-point energy generator he built decades earlier, now hoarded by a colony of giant cockroaches. The battle for the generator. Arming themselves with crude weapons, Superman and Savage infiltrate the colony. The cockroaches prove formidable adversaries, their sheer size and numbers making them a significant threat. During the battle, Superman falls into a deep pit containing the generator. The device, described by Savage as a miniature sun, unexpectedly restores Superman's powers upon contact. Reinvigorated, Superman rescues Savage and secures the generator. Back at the tower, they activate the time machine, opening a portal to the past. Before stepping through, Superman asks what will become of Savage if he succeeds. Savage, resigned to his fate, expresses hope for redemption, but urges Superman to focus on saving Earth. In a rare moment of camaraderie, the two shake hands, and Superman disappears into the portal. Superman returns back in the present. Deadshot launches a missile at Batman. Superman suddenly appears, catching the projectile mid-flight. The League, stunned by his return, gathers around him. Superman, brushing off their amazement, quips, "We've got work to do." He promptly fires Lobo from the team, and the League flies into action with their leader back at the helm. A redeemed future in the altered future, Vandal Savage sits alone in the ruins of Metropolis. Slowly, the lifeless landscape transforms. Buildings are restored, people reappear, and the vibrant world returns. Savage, now translucent, watches the rebirth with gratitude. Before fading away, he whispers, "Thank you, my friend."